Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today our topic is porphyrins and porphyrias. This video is just a review. For further details you can check your recommended books. And in this video we are going to talking about what are porphyrins, what are porphyrias, different classification of porphyrias, erythropoietic porphyria and hepatic porphyria. So without any further ado, let's get started. So let's see what are porphyrins. Porphyrins are chemical intermediates in the synthesis of hemoglobin, myoglobin and respiratory pigments that are cytochromes. As we know that the hemoglobin and the myoglobin, these are the chemically similar molecules and both contains the porphyrins. These are basically the cyclic structures. And we also know that the hemoglobin helps in binding, release and deliver oxygen. So the defect in hemoglobin molecule or the production of the hemoglobin molecule will lead to the group of our disorders. In later we will discuss. And we also know that the myoglobin, these are present in the cardiac muscles and the skeletal muscles. So damage to these both muscles will lead to release the myoglobin in the blood. And when they release the myoglobin into the blood, it will increase the excretion of the myoglobin. So increased excretion of the myoglobin will lead to the muscle injury and the myocardial infarction. And when they disturb the hemoglobin molecule synthesis, it will lead to group of disorders. And these group of disorders will cause the porphyrias. So what are porphyrias? Porphyrias are metabolic disorders of heme synthesis that are characterized by increased excretion of porphyrins and also the precursors of porphyrins. And these precursors of porphyrins are the 5-amino-levulinate and porphobilinogen. We know that the biosynthesis is accomplished in a sequence of a reaction, and these sequence of reactions are catalyzed by 8 different molecules for the production of one molecule of heme. And these are 5-amino-levulinate and the porphobilinogen precursors. We know that the first and the last 3 reactions, these are the synthetic reactions. Why they called as synthetic reactions? Because they require the energy and they takes place in the mitochondria. And the other reactions do not require the energy, so they take place in the cytosol. Here I want to mention a point. As we know that the biosynthesis is accomplished basically a sequence of a reaction. So these pattern of the porphyrins and their precursors are present in the blood, and after that they are excreted in the feces and a urine. So for the lab diagnosis of the porphyrias or a group of our disorders, you can take the sample of feces, blood and a urine. Now let's move to the classification of the porphyrias. So here we have the classification of porphyria that are basically the metabolic disorders due to the heme synthesis. Porphyrins are categorized into 2 categories: hereditary porphyria or acquired porphyria, but most of the porphyrias are inherited. And we know that all the cells contains the hemoprotein and can synthesize the heme, but most primary sites are bone marrow and the liver for the heme production. So because of this reason, the hereditary porphyria are divided into 2 categories. Either may be the erythropoietic or hepatic. Erythropoietic, defect in a bone marrow or the red blood cells, and hepatic, defects in the liver. So the erythropoietic porphyria are further grouped into 2 categories: congenital erythropoietic porphyria or protoporphyria, while the hepatic porphyria are further classified into following. These are acute intermittent porphyria, porphyria cutanea, hereditary coproporphyria or the variegate porphyria. So here is the classification of porphyrias. In later we will discuss briefly about all these porphyrias. So first we have the hereditary porphyria that are inherited. In the hereditary porphyria, we have hepatic porphyria or erythropoietic porphyria. First, we will discuss the hepatic porphyria. It means the enzyme defect lies in liver. And what are the different types of hepatic porphyria? These are acute intermittent porphyria, porphyria cutanea, hereditary coproporphyria, and in the last we have the variegate porphyria. And here we have the enzyme defect in every step. Enzyme defect may be due to the results in overproduction, accumulation, and excretion of the toxic precursors compounds of the porphyrins. And there is the condition that correspond to the enzyme abnormalities in every step of the heme synthesis. So first we have the acute intermittent porphyria. Their enzyme defect is uroporphyrinogen 1 synthase. And the condition that it will cause, these are abdominal pain and neuropsychiatric disturbance. It means we have an enzyme that are the tryptophan pyrrolase, and decreased activity of this tryptophan pyrrolase activity will decrease the heme synthesis. And when it will decrease synthesis of the heme, it will accumulate, and after accumulation it will cause the neuropsychiatric disturbance. Second, we have the porphyria cutanea. Their enzyme defect is uroporphyrinogen decarboxylase, from cutane C and decarboxylase, you can easily remember. And their defect is photosensitivity. It means when the patient exposed to light, it absorbs the light and the skin will become burned and the itching will start. Third, we have the hereditary coproporphyria, and their defective enzyme is coproporphyrinogen oxidase. And their characteristic features are abdominal pain, photosensitivity, means when patient exposed to light, then their skin will become burning and itching will start. And after that, it will also cause neuropsychiatric symptoms. It means it will decrease the activity of the tryptophan pyrrolase, and after accumulation, it will cause the neuropsychiatric symptoms. In the last, we have the variegate porphyria, and their defective enzyme is protoporphyrinogen oxidase, and it will lead to abdominal pain, photosensitivity, means when patient exposed to light, then their skin will start burning and itching will start. It will also lead to neuropsychiatric disturbance, mean the enzyme, that is the tryptophan pyrrolase enzyme, it will decrease the activity, and after that it will decrease the synthesis and will increase the accumulation, and then it will cause the neuropsychiatric disturbance. So here's a short review about the hepatic porphyria. And from hepatic, you can easily remember their defective enzymes lies in liver, and their defective enzymes are uroporphyrinogen 1 synthase, uroporphyrinogen decarboxylase, coproporphyrinogen oxidase, and in the last we have protoporphyrinogen oxidase. And their characteristic features are most of abdominal pain, neuropsychiatric symptoms, and the photosensitivity. As we are discussing about the hereditary porphyria, that is the most common, first we have discussed the hepatic porphyria. It means the enzyme defect lies in liver. Second, we have the erythropoietic porphyria, and from erythropoietic you can easily remember their enzyme defect lies in erythrocytes. And what are the types of the erythropoietic porphyria? We have two types of erythropoietic porphyria, that are congenital erythropoietic porphyria, and second we have the protoporphyria. And their enzyme defective are the congenital erythropoietic porphyria may be due to the defect in uroporphyrinogen co-synthase, and it will lead to photosensitivity. It means when patient exposed to light, then their skin will start burn and itching will start, and after it will lead to increase the hemolysis, because it is the erythropoietic porphyria, so it will start the destruction of the red blood cells. So when it will increase the hemolysis, it will lead to the congenital erythropoietic porphyria. Second, we have the protoporphyria, and their defective enzyme is ferrochelatase, and these occurs in the cytosol. So, and their characteristic feature is photosensitivity. It means when patient exposed to light, then their skin will absorb the light, and after that it will start burn and itching will start. So here's a short review about the erythropoietic porphyria. So first we have discussed the hereditary porphyria, that is the most common. Second, we have the acquired porphyria, that is also known as the toxic porphyria. Why it is called the toxic porphyria? Because it occurs due to the toxicity of the several compounds. What are these compounds? These compounds may be heavy metals such as lead, toxic compounds that are hexachlorobenzene, and also may be due to the several drugs. What will they do? These acquired porphyria or these several compounds will inhibit the many enzymes that are present in the heme synthesis, and that are their essential enzymes. And what are these enzymes included? These enzymes are maybe alpha amino levulinate dehydratase, uroporphyrin 1 synthase, and also the ferrochelatase. So here is the short description about the acquired porphyria. And we also know that these are the two types of porphyria, erythropoietic porphyria or the hepatic porphyria. So for all these porphyria, in the laboratory you can take the sample of blood, urine and stool, because these patterns are present in the blood and after they are excreted in the urine and a stool. So for the diagnosis or investigation you can take these samples. So here's the short review about the porphyrins, porphyrias, hepatic porphyria or erythropoietic porphyria, and in the last we have discussed the acquired porphyria. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and share our channel. And for my untidy handwritten notes, you can follow me on Instagram. Thank you and take care.